Hello everyone. Sorry if I haven't been uploading out for a while now, but only been 2 or 3 weeks right now. But the only reason I haven't been making that many movies out right now is because there's so much new movies out, but there's a lot of bad ones. Except RoboCop and the Lego Movie, which I'm thinking of giving a chance. But I probably will make a RoboCop review, not this weekend, but probably the next one after, I'm thinking. But aside from that, I'm going to review a movie, another 2013 film right now, and that is Don John. I watched it just a day ago, and here's my thoughts on it. Basically, the formula or the story to this is basically there's Don, and he is this character and he's really this type of character who's really, really cool and really, really laid back type of feel to him. And there's very certain things he cares about: his body, his gym, his friends, his family, and his church. And essentially, it seems like every weekend or something like that, he goes out to a bar and he gets a girl and he brings her home. And basically has like a bit of a formula like that. But what makes this person different above all is that he has an addiction. Do you know what the addiction is? It's pornography. And since his addiction is strictly for pornography, admittedly, he says it's actually better than real sex. So, right off the bat, I was thinking this type of story is really good. Like, this is kind of a silly but yet a very modern type of problem that people have. And essentially for this film, what I want to talk about is that I love the idea of how simplistic but how clever it is too. And I love this character John, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who plays him fantastically. Like, this is his main film debut, which, by the way, if Joseph Gordon-Levitt wants to do this as his own, you nailed it, dude. Like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt did this film really damn well, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. Even though I was expecting this song to be good, and it was in the end. I'm sorry to spoil the review like that. But, don't know why my screen is black like that, but, what else? And basically, during the story of this is that he's going to the bar or like the dance club every weekend. On I think the second or third one that they show in the movie, he meets this girl on it. I forgot her name, played by Scarlett Johansson, and apparently he is gonna bring her home and do all the sexual things he do to her. Now, essentially throughout this, he shows a little bit of the typical type of stuff you would see in a romance film. You see the liar exposed. You see the mope and drope. Now, here's something I want to say. They do show the exposing of her learning about his addiction to pornography. And basically, but she is quite disgusted by it. And she's like, oh, that's terrible. Don't do that. But I'm really happy that they don't stretch too much on the moping and droping part, which I'm thinking like that's just really, really done well here. And I love how cleverly handled, and I love how cleverly unique this film is. It really has this really laid back tone to it, and really, really calm, very, very processized, and I think it's very, very entertaining in its own right. I think a lot of the actors are very cool and very, very good. The actors for his friends are really good. Scarlett Johansson is really good. Julianne Moore is really good. They're all really good. Except in my opinion, the actor for his mom and dad. Actually, I think the actors are good as his mom and dad, but I just wish they got a bit more out there. It's a classic of example saying they're good, but I just want to see more. And if anything, when a film does that to a certain audience member, that's good. What else I really liked about this is that I love how the film Even though it did feel a bit too formulaic at parts, it really does feel kind of flow. It really did flow very well in its own sense. And I thought it was really interesting like that. Seeing it in that type of form, even though, like how I said before, it has kind of been done before. But not on this specific topic and not how cleverly handled it is in this film. Now, there is a few drawbacks in this film that I don't like. Number one is that I thought by the end it really ditched the loving and beautiful romance that it had and just went straight for drama. Which I'm glad that they can do, and I do think that they do that well. But honestly, but I'll be honest with the film, I thought it kind of took this real sharp turn, and I could feel that. Like, come on, you could do that without me noticing, and I wouldn't mind it. But since I kind of noticed it, it did throw me off guard, and I kind of like that. Second problem I have with the film is that by the end I felt it was kind of too short. I thought it could have been a little bit longer, and I thought some things could be a bit more well explained. Like, I'm sorry if I'm giving some things away, but I don't get the whole reason why he went in the end to Julianne Moore instead of getting finally back together with Scarlett Johansson. Which, I'm serious, why didn't he do that? Which I didn't really like. And the last thing that really kind of did piss me off a lot was by the end, for people who, I'm sorry for people who haven't seen this yet, but in the end, Scarlett Johansson's character, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, is exposed for doing something, but not thankfully on screen. But when the character says, "Hey, we know her from this and thing," I'm like, "Oh, come on!" I really personally felt like, "Hey, I would say that's insulting to the character." But it really does seem really out of left field, and it felt very uncomfortable. It felt kind of forced in a sense. And those are my faults with the film. And those are, in my opinion, pretty big faults. Like, I thought, this wrap off. There's some, altogether, I think there is some bad things, and I will admit it's not perfect. But shit, happened again. But here's something I want to say again that's really good. Is that the chemistry between Scarlett Johansson and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is excellent. It is handled brilliantly, and I love the way how they bond and how they really show their daily activities together. And I think that's done very, very well with good cinematography and actually great script writing. I think the script's actually very good here. And I think overall, it's a pretty well understood way of making this film. Overall, I do have some faults with it at parts, but overall, like here, like I didn't really like how it kind of go to this character or that character. I thought the ending wrapping up was too weird, and I didn't like how they portrayed Scarlett Johansson's character, which I meant are pretty big faults in my opinion. But overall, I will give Don John is 74 out of 100 stars. So everyone, that's my review of Don John, and if you like it, go and see it. I do highly recommend it. But that's basically all I'm going to say about it, and what can I say? Just go and see it. It's excellent. It really is a great film. And I truly want to say to you, it really deserves a chance. It really is a good movie. And yeah, I'll see you in the next review, which I'm hoping will be another 2013 film I will review. So till then,